Oh, hey, I'm Joe Mack, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you to Simon & Schuster's Saga Press for approving me to read the eARC of James Islington's new novel coming out September 1st, 2026, Scion. I've never read an Islington novel before, so take that for what you will when it comes to me reviewing this book. I have no idea how he writes, anything about his character work, his prose, his pacing. I know nothing. I'm going into this blind and purely based on the marketing for this book because I love sci-fi, I love cyberpunk, I love Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, I love Blade Runner, I love John Wick. This book's advertised as Blade Runner meets John Wick. It's a cyberpunk novel. The cover of this thing is absolutely incredible. And then if you check out the actual colors that they use, nice blues, blacks, creams, and grays on Amazon or anywhere on the internet, I'll put it somewhere so you guys can see it as well. I don't have a color e-reader, but absolutely gorgeous cover. Definitely judge this book by that for sure. Like I said, no James Islington history for me, so I read it. I did enjoy myself, and I want to talk to you guys about my first experience with James Islington and this book. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, I want to reiterate that I did enjoy myself when I read this book. I think that if I just dive right into it and I give you the, not deep remarks on how I feel about this, it felt very average, and I do feel like it's being mismarketed. I feel like my expectations based on the buzzwords and the things that they used to describe what was contained within this story, and the expectations that set for me is a personal problem. And I hope that it's not the case for any of you, but I want to do my due diligence and explain the way that I felt like it didn't live up to or express the qualities or specific genre elements that Blade Runner and John Wick do. And off the rip, when you look at the cover of this book and you see this guy with all these augmentations and the wires and the technology, and you think of Blade Runner and cyberpunk, this book does not have a lot of technology in it. Instead of tech augments, the main character has biological augments that he is able to control, but not through any sort of technological interface or anything like that. You start with learning that the relation to Blade Runner that the story does have is Blade Runner is a public official or public entity which hunts down replicants, which the public and everybody wants gone, and it usually ends up in the Blade Runner killing said replicant. Azure is a public official or someone who serves the public to eliminate or kill lifers. They're not replicants. There's no cyborgs. There's no androids. You have these rich people who have found a way. Well, not found a way. Someone else found the way, but they take something and it allows them to live forever, and they're called lifers. And there was a bill passed called the 1010 bill, which said that lifers are allowed to now be exterminated. And Azure is an assassin who goes and kills these lifers. It is a crowdfunding job. So the public crowdfunds who to kill, and then Azure goes to do it. And he is the best at what he does. He is the John Wick, if you will, of this job. So as far as that goes, it is true. And what makes him that is he is able to have the most biological revisions to his body. He is the most compatible with to have a quantity that nobody else can. And it makes him very different from anybody else. It makes him superior to everybody else. He is more closely related to a super soldier than he is to a Blade Runner. One of the first people, and one thing that you learn in the first mission in the beginning of this book is that the defenses that these lifers have at their large extravagant homes are like EMP bubbles. So like technology can't even work. He has the eidetic and the somatic revs, as they call it, the revisions, which allow him to be stronger, run faster, jump higher, hear farther and better, sense things going on like a radar better. And because he has so many of them, he is able to like almost have perfect recall, but on a place where he is able to sense if anything's changed in that place, even if he is of some distance away from it. This story also features biologically enhanced creatures that have been genetically engineered for certain tasks, like monsters that are guards or giant lions or huge owls and the like. I think that if they didn't set me up both with the cover art and with the cyberpunk notation, I would have had a much better time, but instead I had to get over the hurdle of that immediate disappointment for something that I wanted to experience and it wasn't found within the story. The story is a good story, and I think the character work and the pacing is wonderful. I love the characters and the pacing was great. I think the plot is, more akin to kind of like how I referred to the Sunlit Man, where it's kind of a basic plot, where a guy who's really good at his job is tasked with doing the opposite. He's an assassin and he's tasked with a protection gig. And you go down that rabbit hole and the things that reveals in this world. I think that the world's cool. It's not super built upon. There's not a ton of large scenes. You do get descriptions of certain homes and tramways and a couple of different businesses, but as far as like the overall city or the overall world, there are a couple of notes that do get dropped on that, but it doesn't go super deep into world building. And with that being said, this is a shorter story. It is not super long. It is a faster read, and I think that helps the pacing. Islington's website lists this as Scion Book 1, so I think that there is potential for there to be more books written in this universe, which I think could help improve this Book 1. But as it stands, the way that I look at this is a standalone, and I'm not super keen on the way that it ended. So if there is a book 2 and so on and so forth, I think it could improve the story. Overall, I think that if you like James Islington, and I've spoken to some other people who have been given the eARC, who have read the Hierarchy series or who have read Lycanius, is that this is what they like from James, and they like the way that it ended. It's different from other things that he's done, and they appreciated it. If you like James Islington, you're going to like this. If you like good stories, you're going to like this. If you're looking for a tech-forward cyberpunk story, I just want to let you know this isn't that. If that was the reason you wanted to pick this up, unfortunately, I can't recommend it. But because of the length, if you do want to fit in with all of your friends who do read James Islington,
because I want to fit in.
It is not a waste of time. Like I said, I did enjoy myself more than I didn't reading the story. It's just I was expecting something else out of it. Once again, I'd like to thank Simon & Schuster and Saga Press for allowing me to have access to this electronic advanced reader copy. I had a great time with it. I wish that it was maybe marketed a little bit differently so that I would not have all those criticisms to say, which is really based solely around the marketing. But do you guys read James Islington? Have you read the Hierarchy series or the Lycanius trilogy? Are you looking forward to reading James's first foray into a sci-fi story with Scion. It comes out September 1st, 2026. Let me know what you think and if you are looking forward to it. Get in those comments. Love you. Bye. Oh, man. I don't know how I'm going to shoot. I have the one with ads, okay? Sue me.